a lot of my comments when I'm speaking about crime, criminality, it's not in relation to people who are extremely reasoned in their own thinking in terms of their ideology. I suppose my concern has always been who gets collected within that, who not necessarily identifies with the ideology, but maybe identifies with trying to find some sort of common enemy, and that common enemy sometimes in their minds being government, because one group will feel failed by particular governments or historically in relation to poverty and stuff, and that's why then they start relating to far right ideologies or sentiments, because they see some sort of common thread between, oh well, like they're against them, so we'll join them and be against them, and I suppose I feel unwilling to give over the men who I've worked with for many years and continue to work with to that ideology, and that's why I keep trying to bring back an alternative language to give to those men. But there was something that you said in your contribution where you said, and I just want to clarify, it said that in relation to the riots, did you say that there is no personal circumstance that led to people's involvement in the riots? Was that the sentence?
No, I'm saying there should be no excuse or personal situation that there is no personal situation that forces a person to put something that's on fire into a Garda car. There's no personal situation that would ever force somebody to do that. You're not forced to go out onto the street and to loot and riot and burn.
That's the misunderstanding, right? Because there is, right? Because rationality and reason don't intersect in a moment like that. When somebody has been ostracised for years, you would have to literally have done a study of all of those people who engaged. You would have to have had several therapeutic interventions with all of those people who engaged to understand their intent and understanding of what they were doing and why they were doing it. Some people who lacked purpose felt that all of a sudden there was a purpose. Some people felt that they were finally standing up for themselves against something. You would have to have a full analysis of the intentions of people. Of course, that doesn't excuse it, or that doesn't mean that you're not saying somebody shouldn't be held accountable, but you cannot end people's driver towards this stuff if we don't understand the personal circumstances that lead to it. And the idea that people can grow up in a community and some will commit crimes and some won't. It was in my own household. My brother had no involvement in crime. I very much did. People are different, their sensitivities to the world are different, their perspectives are different, the experience that they may have within the family, on their street, within their community, they're all different. So I don't think that statement is fair, and I think it's that type of statement to say that there's no personal circumstances that can be the root cause of why people will go out there in a rage and get involved in something like that.
Well, actually, it allows us to,
it actually doesn't allow us to actually address, that's going back to the first conversation around causes.
Okay, Senator, thanks. Do you want to come back?
I think you know me, Senator, in terms of I absolutely believe that people can change, that people who've been involved in crime, you know, I met a group of wonderful men when I was down in Cork recently in a project where they had spent years involved in crime, they had addiction problems, there were issues. I absolutely believe that people should be able to turn their lives around, and, you know, where they have inflicted pain on other people as well, that's not to say they can't change, but what I'm saying is you can't excuse what happened the other day.
But I've not excused
no, and I know you're not, but I'm just saying
we don't ask the we don't ask the why.
No, and I appreciate that, but no matter what happened to someone, those individuals were not forced. I mean, somebody could have, like, we don't know what could have happened here, but nobody forced those individuals.
That's the failure to understand the irrationality of violence and responses.
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
I'm going to draw a line under there, if that's okay.